Ready? Energetic?
Yeah.
So, we got married this weekend. It's what, 3 days after the wedding? I think so. Yeah, I think it's 3 days after the wedding. We are quite tired and spaced out because it's been a really long, busy weekend with a lot going on. We're currently in Brighton. We've got 2 nights without the kids. They've gone off with Sam's parents and we're just having some rest and relaxation time to recover from the crazy weekend. As my first official act of marriage, I forced Sam into making this video with me, which is going to be like a debrief about our wedding, take it in turns to talk about like our favourite moments and our kind of most surprising, enjoyable aspects of the day. So we had our wedding down in Sussex on a farm. Someone's doing some hoovering. It was over a whole weekend, so on the Friday our friends and family came down at about 4 o'clock. We had a barbecue. Saturday was the main wedding day, and then Sunday we had like a hangover brunch and sort of met up with everyone again before everyone left. So it was kind of spread out over a weekend, which was really nice. You want to go first or shall I go first? One thing that you enjoyed about the wedding?
No, I guess just that it was not too stressful on the day. Like from the moment the ceremony began to the end. As in once we were together and I wasn't running around like a blue ass fly.
You had fun?
It just was relaxed.
Yeah, I was
and actually was able to appreciate it a bit more than I thought. Like it may still get stressful, and it didn't just.
Yeah,
do that.
I was going to have that as one of my things as well. That normally I'm quite a stressy person. I'm quite an organised person, and I like things to go to plan. And I just kind of figured that I would not be able to relax on the day, and I was really surprised to find that I was like super relaxed. And I feel the same. It was like when I kind of reunited with you at the end of the aisle, from there until the end it was kind of stress-free and just enjoyable. One of my favourite things was just seeing everyone enjoy themselves at our wedding, because I think you spend so long like planning the wedding and kind of hoping that people will enjoy certain parts of it, and to actually kind of look and see people having like such a great time and it's because of something you've organised, is like just, that was one of the nicest feelings for me. I remember at one point kind of took a moment just to look at the dance floor and like everyone was on there and everyone was like singing and dancing away, and it was just like the best feeling. Over to you.
I guess just how much everyone mucked in. There was a lot to do.
We had a lot of help. Like we couldn't have done it without the help that we had from our friends and family.
Everyone was always coming up saying, what can I do, what can I do, what can I do, which we would have been absolutely screwed without.
Yeah.
If they hadn't done that, I don't know how we would have got anything done. It
was a proper team effort, and certain parts of it were quite stressful. Like the Friday when we arrived to set up was quite stressful because we had a lot to do in a short space of time. And yeah, you're right, we had so many hands, so many people willing to do anything, so that really made a big difference to the day.
Well, and also they're people that, you know, it's a break and a party for them. Like,
yeah, they're not there expecting to help.
Be catching up and like, but be able to do that together, mean you get to spend more time together.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually doing it as a team, it's like, well, actually, no, I'm still hanging out with you, even though we're
doing work.
We're doing stuff. That left an impression. I thought about that the morning after.
Yeah.
I felt very grateful.
Another thing I'm really glad we did was to spread it out over a weekend rather than it just be one day, because that one day, the Saturday, which was the main wedding day, it went past so quickly and lots of it is a little bit of a blur. But because we had the Friday where we got to catch up with our friends and we had the Sunday with our friends, there were less people on the Saturday to go around and make sure that you kind of said your hellos to, because we'd already seen them. And I think that also contributed to why I felt so relaxed on the actual day, because it's a weird thing for the bride to be getting ready away from everyone else and know that all your friends and family are gathered in the ceremony area and you haven't seen them yet, and the first time you see them is when you're walking down the aisle in this really weird way that you've never done before. But for me, the idea of that is really, really scary. But I wasn't anxious at all on the day because I'd already just spent an afternoon the day before hanging out with most of these people, so it just made it so much more relaxed. So I'm really glad that we made a weekend of it.
Yeah, probably just all the speeches, like from top to bottom. I mean, everyone went on about how nice they were, but from your mum, my sisters.
Yeah, so that's another thing we did, was in our ceremony, instead of having traditional readings, we asked our readers to instead just say something from the heart, something personal about me or Sam, or about our relationship or something like that. So we basically gave ourselves double the speeches that you normally have at a wedding. So we had my mum do a little speech, Sam's sisters did a little speech in the ceremony, and the boys did something, and it just made it so much more personal and was really lovely. Sorry.
Then we had your mate do like emceeing, my dad as well. Then your speech was awesome. My brother, my mate, yeah. That was just really nice. Like, and the fact that everyone else liked them. Like, I know everyone says that. Anyway.
Everyone says the speeches are good, but we believe them when they say it.
We're pretty honest critics. I think if they weren't that good,
we probably know.
We'd be able to say to each other,
that moment was a bit dodgy.
But actually,
that joke didn't quite hit the mark.
I think everything went down really well.
Yeah, we made a lot of people cry, which is what I wanted. So, judging from that,
who do you think made people cry more, me or you?
Chris.
No, me or you.
Okay.
This is me v you. Chris clearly wins.
I don't know, because I was up doing my speech and I was concentrating on listening to yours, so I can't really tell. I feel like mine might have been more emotional than yours.
I think it probably was. I think mine could have been, but I just lacked.
You held back.
I think I might have.
I was saying to you, and I said to my mum, because I'm not really an emotional person in real life, and I was saying you're going to be surprised at my speech. So I reckon you held back probably because you thought, well, Chloe's not going to say anything like this.
No, I thought you were, because I knew you'd been waiting to say it for ages. I was fully ready to be attacked in the fields.
And you did you cry or you just had tears? When I walked back to the table, you had tears in your eyes.
I was constantly fighting tears. I could have cried.
That surprises me, actually. I wasn't expecting to see you visibly emotional.
Yeah, it takes a lot of effort to stop. I don't know why you shouldn't just let yourself go.
Yeah, well,
I would have been crying the whole time if I just let myself go.
I never felt at the point where the tears were going to spill over and I was going to sob, but it was more like a constant wet eye.
No, I was
you were feeling like you could actually just burst into tears.
Yeah, it was like the end of Toy Story, beginning of Up.
And also, I can't remember a lot of the speeches. This is why I'm glad we got someone to film them, because I cannot remember them in their entirety, and little bits keep coming back to me.
And Tommy as well deserves a mention.
Yeah, so our friend Tommy was our celebrant. He kind of ran our ceremony for us instead of having a stranger that we didn't know. We chose to just have our friend do it, and it was so good. He was brilliant. It was so personal, and I know he was nervous, but he just came across so confidently, and I'm just really glad we decided to do it that way.
Yeah, no, totally. We didn't give him much direction, and he totally just.
And it's such a big job, isn't it?
Took it the right way. Anyway, speeches. There you go. 10 minutes later.
Yeah, and I'm still. My point is still about speeches as well, but it's actually how much I enjoyed doing my speech. I knew I was always going to do one. I wrote most of it about a year ago because I knew I had certain things that I wanted to say, and I was always going to stand up and do it. But I hate talking in front of people. I'm not a public speaker. I always sound really breathless and nervous, even though I don't feel like I'm going to be nervous. And I was just really worried about not enjoying it and coming across nervous. And for the week leading up to it, I was so worried about it, and I tried to memorize it, didn't I, so that I wouldn't be reading from the sheet. And then that didn't work, and I was in a bit of a fluster about it. And then I just decided the day before, I was like, well, it's too late now. I'm just going to take my sheet, and it's going to happen how it happens. And then when I was up there, I was just enjoying myself. I wasn't nervous at all. I was just thoroughly enjoying being up there. I think once you get the first crowd reaction and a few people laugh at a joke or a funny bit or whatever, then you kind of relax into it. I just really surprised myself by just actually enjoying speaking. So that was definitely a highlight for me.
Very proud of you because you made a big deal about it not working.
Well, I think you didn't think that you thought I would be nervous as well.
No, you were saying you were going to be really nervous. Probably lots of small moments. But just catching up with people we haven't seen in ages.
Yeah.
Getting to actually spend some proper time together. I hope that it serves as some sort of catalyst to seeing more of people,
Make more efforts to
be
good friends.
It gives you a point to start off again, doesn't it? Because you kind of break the ice a bit. You haven't seen people in ages, so.
No, and now we have no weddings planned for. We can make the effort to see people.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting the two families together was really nice. because I mean that rarely happens. The main opportunities are things like weddings, and we had all our family staying in one big cottage, or most of them, and yeah, on the Sunday night after the wedding we had a family dinner, and then it got a bit raucous again, and we were playing beer pong and ibble dibble, and it was just a really good, low-key, smaller but very fun night. And it's just nice to see kind of your siblings and your parents interacting with your siblings and your parents, and everyone getting to know each other a bit more. Our DJ sets, I'm so glad we did that. We decided to use a DJ. We were just going to have like a phone and play a Spotify playlist, and then I found these guys and I thought this could be quite fun. So it's this DJ concept where your guests can apply to be a DJ, and they get 3 songs, they get to go up behind the booth and do a little set of their songs. And I just thought this could be a good ploy to basically keep everyone on the dance floor, because you know at some weddings everyone sort of disperses and sometimes there's not really a party atmosphere going on the dance floor. And I thought, well, if you know, if your friend or your family member's up there doing a DJ set, it's going to encourage you to be there on the dance floor watching them. But it actually just turned out being so much fun. Anything you'd do differently? Anything you'd change? Any advice that you would give to someone planning a wedding that you've learned from your own wedding?
Get your cost estimates right.
It's really hard though, isn't it? We definitely went over our initial budget. I think everyone does to some extent.
All of the last minute like Amazon things.
Oh, we did hammer the Amazon Prime in the last couple of weeks.
And we kind of needed all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And all those costs hit you literally in the last like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that definitely would be a tip for me, would be just whatever your budget is, allowing the last month to overspend on all the little things that you kind of don't even count. You think these are inconsequential.
Because at that point as well, you don't have time to think of a cheaper alternative.
No,
so
you just like, have to go with the first thing.
Like,
yeah,
you're
like, I don't have time to shop around, so this is done. Yeah, that's very true. I think the only thing I would have changed with ours is allowing more time for the drinks, the post-ceremony drinks reception. So I kept it at 1.5 hours, because like I've been to weddings where it goes over 2 hours and the guests are kind of bored and they're like, when are we going in for dinner? And it kind of gets a bit long. So I was conscious to kind of keep ours a little bit shorter and snappy, but still long enough for people to enjoy a good few drinks. But what I didn't realise that in doing that, it's basically the only time you can cut into if you get short elsewhere. So immediately our day got shorter, because we had a couple of people who were a bit delayed for the ceremony, so we had to start that later, and then that ate into the drinks reception time, and then everything else just gets delayed. So basically it's your only buffer zone if you need to eat into some time. So I think that would be my one thing that I've learned from scheduling our order of the day. I'm going to do a blog post. I've already drafted half of it. It's going to be kind of like everything I've learned about wedding planning, so look out for that. I'll put the link below when it's up. So I don't want to make this isn't really a tips video, this is more like what we enjoyed about our day. But yeah, the main things I would take away if you're planning your own wedding are do a speech if you want to.
Time in between the ceremony and
just good spacing for your day.
Give yourself some backup, give yourself some buffer.
Try and enjoy your time with your friends and family, and basically if you can find any way to make it longer, so say the night before, if you do like a dinner, or we're all going to meet at this pub, just so you get some time to see people and it's not just condensed into one day where there's like so many people that you need to talk to. Like all we basically did was say hello and goodbye to most people. The weird thing is, everyone wants to talk to you about the day, so you don't get to ask people, oh, how are you? Oh, how's it going with your job? Like, you don't get to ask those normal questions that you would when you see them normally. You just say hello, and they say, oh, the day was wonderful, I had such a great time, and you say thank you for coming, and then they leave. And it's kind of weird, because today I'm sitting here thinking, oh, I didn't ask Thingy about, like, she's looking for a new job, and I didn't even, you know, that sort of stuff. So having, like, you know, drinks the night before is perfect for that sort of thing, if you can do it. Sam needs to sleep now because we're knackered after this weekend. If you've got any more questions about wedding planning in general, or about our wedding, or like little things we did that you're interested in, because I know I had a lot of questions for my friends when I was planning the wedding, just leave them in the comments box. If you want to check out the wedding hashtag on Instagram, it is hashtag breadwedding, like Red Wedding from Game of Thrones with a B at the beginning. We are going to open our cards now that people gave us. Well, I think you're going to have a nap, then we'll open our cards, and then we're going to watch back some of the footage that I got my bridesmaids to film with GoPros and just little handheld cameras. It was a video guest book, so it's all our guests saying silly things, mostly when they're really quite drunk, so I'm really looking forward to delving into those videos in a minute. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!